Man, this Carmelo Anthony case is heating up. Man, this thing is crazy. We all saw Carmelo Anthony's family, parents now come out and they spoke out against all the wild stuff that was going on within the court. We see now allegations coming out against the sitting judge, Roach. We see Greg Willis. They had a $1.7 million settlement for her essay harassment in the past. Man, it's just pandemonium running wild. We know that they got rid of the 3 black jurors. They said that this wasn't about race, but we remember when this case first started and they had that black judge on there. And y'all see I posted the video of all the vicious, nasty, mean, disgusting, and foul things that they said about this black woman who never been in trouble with the law. Never broke the law, never hurt any W people, but yet and still they had all this kind of anger for her because she lowered the bail from $1 million to $200,000 when Case and Allison bail was lowered to $175,000. So this thing gets real crazy. But there was allegations against Mr. Willis, right? And let's get off into those allegations that was levied against him some 3 years ago before the settlement.
A group of current and former Collin County District Attorney's Office employees filed a lawsuit accusing the DA of harassment. He denies the allegations and calls them politically motivated. Fox 4 Stephen Dial live with more details on the lawsuit and reactions to them. Stephen.
Yeah, 75-page lawsuit from former and current employees of the Collin County District Attorney's Office. We reached out to the district attorney and the assistant district attorney, and they both said that these allegations are false and said it's politically motivated. 1 week before Election Day, multiple current and former employees with the Collin County District Attorney's Office filed a 75-page lawsuit against Republican Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis, accusing him of sexual harassment. Willis is running for re-election unopposed. The lawsuit also alleges well-known North Texas prosecutor and the county's first assistant district attorney, Bill Werski, created a, quote, toxic workplace. Among the plaintiffs, Chief Investigator Kim Pickrell. She alleges DA Willis allegedly made sexual advances towards her in multiple settings. That includes allegations of moaning, staring, full frontal body hugs, and comments about her body. The court documents say Willis allegedly told Pickrell he, quote, couldn't help himself from getting excited because she looked too good. In a statement, the district attorney told Fox 4, quote, I categorically and unequivocally deny these false allegations. They did not happen. Another plaintiff called herself Jane Doe 1, claiming Willis invited her to his hotel room during a work trip. She claims Willis told her, quote, I'm not sure where it could lead, but we could explore. The plaintiffs claim they made complaints to HR, but nothing was done. And they allege Assistant DA Werski retaliated against them by changing work assignments and complaining about their performance. In a statement, Werski told Fox 4, quote, this is obviously a politically motivated and politically timed lawsuit based on lies and recycled untruths by some very disgruntled and very troubled individuals. The statement went on to say, I can't wait to get into court and clear my name. Now, the Collin County Judge, Chris Hill, and the 4 commissioners are also named in that lawsuit. And according to the lawsuit, they allege that they knew what was going on in that, quote, toxic work environment and worked to cover it up, allegedly.
Now, with all that being said, right, they said that they couldn't wait to get in the court, to clear their names. They could not wait, right? Because they said they were going to fight this. This was politically motivated, and these were all lies, right? But then we get here, right? Collin County reaches $1.75 million settlement, $1.7 million settlement agreement in lawsuit against DA Greg Willis. So they had to give up $1,750,000, right? Now, plaintiffs who originally accused Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis of sexual harassment and employment discrimination have settled their case. An attorney for Willis and the plaintiffs dismissed their claims against the DA. Attorneys for the plaintiff filed an amended complaint that had no mention of actual harassment a few days before the mutual release of parties appeared on the commissioner's court agenda. The plaintiffs will split the $1.750 million settlement equally according to an email statement from the attorneys. In exchange, the plaintiffs dismissed their claims and resigned from any position they had with the county. Man, so they already costing this county money, and the women took the money and ran. It wasn't worth it. So Susan Hutchinson, why would you pay anything if you're innocent? If you're innocent, why would you pay? Especially being accused of something like that, right? So you gave money to run away. Susan Hutchinson, one of the attorneys for the plaintiffs, said the settlement will be paid for out of the county's insurance, not public funds. This settlement essentially maxed out the county's available insurance money, she said. Rogue Duns is Willis' attorney. He said Willis had the support of numerous female employees in the office. Lies. Given the compelling evidence in his favor, so how you have compelling evidence in his favor and y'all settled out for all that money? I was always confident DA Willis would be exonerated. He wasn't exonerated, right? And expected actual harassment claims will be withdrawn or dismissed. No, y'all had to pay. The lawsuit was filed on October 31st in the Northern District of Texas Court. The 75-page original petition alleged that Willis treated many female employees as objects that, without their consent, must gratify his actual impulses with personal vanity. The word moan appeared in the suit 19 times. The original petition also accused Willis' first assistant, Bill Werski, that's the one that worked the Carmelo Anthony case, of running the office of a crass, misogynistic fraternity, complete with systematic hazing of the county's attorneys, investigators, and staff. Werski has not responded to the request for comment. Willis has publicly denied the allegations, calling them an unfair attack. He shared a recording in November of an exit interview with one of the plaintiffs following LaFleur. LaFleur said the original complaint that Willis had moaned and gratified himself during an unwanted hug. The audio recording during the press conference where LaFleur could be heard asking him for a hug. You just heard the recording. Did you hear me moan? Did you hear me make a noise of any kind? He said. In the statement emailed to Kara, Willis said the statement was inevitable after the press conference. He also said in the email to Kara that the lawsuit was settled because of the insurance company. The case only settled because the insurance company decided it was cheaper to settle now than pay lawyers to defend the case, Willis said. Jeffrey Simon, another attorney represented the plaintiffs, has said LaFleur was recorded without her knowledge or permission. The fact that Mr. Willis appears to have tried to secretly set her up in the event she later exposed his behavior is again entirely consistent with the conduct alleged against him, Simon said in November. The suit also named Collin County Judge Chris Hill and Collin County Commissioner as defendants, claiming the commissioner's courts knew about the misconduct in the DA's office for years, but refused to take action or investigate. Hill did not respond to an email request for comment. Simon said the plaintiffs were courageous for filing the lawsuit. These individuals care very deeply for each other's well-being, he said. The support gave them the courage to stand up for themselves, their rights, and those of their colleagues, right? So that's both DAs. That's Werski, that's DA Werski, and that's also DA Greg Willis, right? But then you get DA Roach, right? And Roach. Now Roach was at the time he was the DA. He was not yet the sitting judge, right? So Collin County DA John Roach is accused of harassing district judge. A state district judge alleges that Collin County District Attorney John Roach is intimidating and harassing her and seeking her resignation after she defeated a longtime incumbent. So she's alleging that he was going around harassing people, to get their people in office. Lawyers for a state district judge, Suzanne Wooten, says in court papers that a recent grand jury is possibly the fifth grand jury used to be used to invade her private personnel and personal life for purely political harassment and intimidation purposes. Roach denied the allegations made in the papers filed Tuesday by Wooten, who was elected in 2008. I pride myself on being a straight and narrow, Roach said in the interview, right? He asked the Texas Attorney General's office about a year ago to assign a prosecutor to oversee an investigation of Wooten. Roach wouldn't comment on his specifics. Judge Wooten has committed no wrongdoing, she said, the attorney Peter Schultz. It's been our feeling since day one that this has been completely politically motivated. Assistant Attorney General Harry White wanted Wooten to appear before a grand jury hearing allegations against her, but a judge ruled Wednesday that the grand jury's term ended last week and evidence against her would have been presented to a future grand jury. Man, Roach said he wasn't directing White's investigation, but he predicted that White would take the case against Wooten to another grand jury. The matter doesn't go away just because a grand jury expires, Roach said. White declined comment. Wooten's attorney filed a 12-page court document Tuesday outlining allegations against Roach. It states District Attorney Charles Sandoval, whom Wooten defeated in 2008 Republican primary, repeatedly met with district attorney supervisors the day after the election. It was told to several individuals that Judge Sandoval believed that the only reason he lost was that Wooten must have cheated, the court papers say. Sandoval, who held office for 12 years and never had an opponent before Wooten, declined comments. I haven't seen the proceedings, he said. Roach has been district attorney since 2002 and didn't seek re-election this year's Republican primary. His term ends December 31st. So these guys are already mixed up in all kinds of weird, wild stuff going on. Wooten became aware a year ago through the rumor mill that the district attorney's office was investigating her, according to her records. So they was investigating her because that the one judge got voted out, and they wanted to keep the men in there. They didn't want the woman in there. So you got these women saying that they're harassing them. Then you actually harassing them. Then you got this woman claiming that I beat this guy fair and square, and now they investigating me. So these people they're not on the up and up, man. They're not on the up and up at all. But these black conservatives have never covered this part. Right? She offered several times to talk to the prosecutor, but was rebuffed by Assistant District Attorney Chris Minor, Chief of Special Crimes Unit, documents say. Minor mentioned that Mr. Schulte election fraud, but refused to state exactly what allegations, if any, they were investigating. They say Minor encouraged her to resign. So they was trying to make her quit. Right, encouraged her to resign according to records. When Mr. Schulte pushed Minor to state what accusations, if any, were pending against Wooten, Minor stated she knows what she did. They say so. They ain't had nothing against her. They was just trying to get her out of there. Roach said he didn't know whether Minor encouraged Wooten to resign. My response is, so what? Roach said. People can't avoid being prosecuted because they got into a conversation with the DA who might talk hard to them. He said his office isn't obligated to provide information to people it is investigating. We keep things confidential, Roach said. If somebody commits a murder, robbery, burglary, or some other criminal defense, we don't treat them any differently. No action yet. So these people, man, these people are extremely wicked, man, extremely wicked. And like they gonna get what's coming to them, man. They definitely gonna get what's coming to them, man. Like I think that this here is going to be so much stuff that's coming up. It's going to be grounds for a mistrial for them to bring Carmelo Anthony back into court, because there's a lot of things on the docket. There's a lot of things, man. Even with the situation with how they brought how they got those three educated black women off. and this judge, right? So you had also the judge had got found with misconduct for when him and his wife wrote this divorce book. Man, it was just, they got a lot of allegations going on. So we saw the videos with Austin Metcalf's father, right? And let me say this, right? I don't like the fact that Austin Metcalf's father made that video, but I understand why he made it. If somebody unalive my son, it'd be up all the time. It's up, right? But with that being said, he just showed his true colors. Remember, he acted like he wanted to pray with the family. He never wanted to pray with the family. It seemed like to me he wanted to bring hurt on the family. He calling them watermelon felon and all that kind of stuff. Right now, he has every right to be mad. His son, you know, is in the ground, has a permanent pose, right? Okay, fair enough, right? But the thing is, when you go and you make that statement, and now we go in for the appeal, you just helping the appeal process. So keep on talking. His mother, Austin Metcalf's mother's in the back grieving. This guy's up front talking all that. That's who he was. So when you ask the question, who raised Carmelo Anthony, I would have to ask, based off of your behavior, who raised the Metcalf sons? Who raised, the Metcalf brothers? You did, with the way you talk, the way you behaving, all the allegations that's against you. Who raised, who? Like, man, this thing gets real goofy and crazy, man. But they have these allegations. They have these allegations pending against them. Now, you also had a bunch of people. You also had a bunch of people that was out here saying that they saw the video, right? Let's see if we can pull that up. You had a bunch of people that was out here saying that they saw the video. And for me, I don't like to go on that because it hasn't been shown in court. It hasn't been shown in court. But you know what? We ain't gonna pull that up. We're gonna end this video right here, right? But I'm gonna come back with the next one because Charleston White made a phone call into Anton Daniels, right? And we're gonna really break that down. We're gonna break that down when I come back. So if y'all made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, and leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.